White Rocks National Recreational Area is the backdrop for Stage C of the Endless Mountains Adventure Race. Coming into the race, I think a lot of teams are probably really focused on this stage of the race. On paper, it certainly looks like it is the longest and most difficult stage of the race. Endless Mountains always has one significant long trek in the event, and this is that stage for this year. Clocks in at about 35 miles for the full course, but it could end up being quite a bit more than that, depending on teams' navigation and how it goes for them. Short course teams looking at about 20 miles, though there's a lot of optional checkpoints out here, and you could definitely see them adding some distance to get some of those optional points along the mandatory route. We're expecting teams to come in here roughly kind of late afternoon into the evening on day 2. So they will be out here overnight. And we're expecting that some teams will definitely potentially be out here for 24 hours. Could be quite a bit more time than that too for some teams if they are either overly ambitious or if they are struggling with some of the navigation. We require that the teams take a tent with them on this stage. Because of how remote it is, it's the second night of the race, they're tired, they're gonna probably need to sleep on night 2. This is an environment where you want to be able to sleep in some degree of comfort. There's bugs. If the weather is bad, if it's raining, if it's cold, it is a recipe for problems for the team. So we want them to have their proper sleeping gear for the conditions that they will be encountering in this stage of the race. On paper, yes, it is the hardest stage of the race, and in some ways, there's no doubt it will be. For full course teams that are out here that maybe struggle with nav, 40 miles, 45 miles on their feet is going to be quite a bit. Hopefully they're more efficient than that, but it is definitely a challenge. But I'm not convinced that this is, in fact, the hardest stage of the race. The final trek of the race, Stage G, is for full course teams potentially even harder. It's not as long. I don't expect that they would necessarily be out for as long as they will here, but it is almost exclusively off trail. There are quite a number of old trail beds and established trails in White Rocks. So even though the navigation will be challenging, there's ample opportunity in places to move quicker, be more efficient, take a mental break, and then go back into the woods. So we'll see how it plays out and whether this is truly the crux stage of the race or if the teams are maybe underestimating other parts of the course because they are so focused on this big monster trek. Either way, it is spectacular up here. They will be encountering ecosystems like this, high vistas, a lot of opportunity for wildlife encounters. It should be a really special day or so for people here at Endless Mountains Adventure Race.